As we turn this corner here, you're gonna see something that's not the most common in China. You're gonna see something that looks kind of out of place, kind of outdated, but very interesting. You see that over there? Line 54 tram. Now the interesting thing about that is that that wasn't built just a few years ago, wasn't built even just a couple decades ago. It was built almost 90 years ago. In fact, when these railways were built, this territory here in northeastern China was actually being occupied by the Empire of Japan. Japan came in here unlawfully. It really all sparked off with the Mukden incident, which I have a video about. You can check that out if you're interested. But they occupied this region. They created their own state called Manchukuo. And during their short time occupying this part of China, they built these railways and this tram system. And believe it or not, this is still in use today. These railway lines and tram carriages first opened to the public on November 11th, 1941. If you're lucky, you might still have relatives alive from that era, but many of you will not. It was a completely different world back then, but in northeastern China, it was more different than you can even fathom. You see, the entire northeastern region of China, which consists of 3 provinces, Heilongjiang, Jilin, and Liaoning, and is often referred to by many as Manchuria, but is referred to by the Chinese themselves as Dongbei, or simply the Northeast, was right smack dab in the middle of one of China's darkest chapters in 1941. The entire region was occupied by Imperial Japan. Ever see the movie The Last Emperor? Well, the train tracks you are seeing here have a direct link to that era, and even to him, in fact. He was the impotent emperor of Japan's puppet state that they created in northeastern China after invading China, an illegitimate state called Manchukuo. They chose this very city that you are seeing in this video, the city of Changchun, which is the present-day capital of Jilin province, as the capital of Manchukuo, and changed the name to Xinjing, or the new capital. Imperial Japan built up the city and designed it in such a fashion as to put their strength and abilities on full display. Many of the buildings built by Japan during that period still exist and have been repurposed by the Chinese and are actually still in use today, nearly 90 years later. Although Manchukuo only existed for 13 years, the remnants can still be seen in many parts of Changchun. I have an entire video where I go through Changchun City and show you the buildings built by the Japanese in the 1930s. I tell you what they originally were and what they are used for now. I highly recommend you check out that video, link below. But another remnant of Imperial Japan's heartbreaking occupation of northeastern China are these very tracks that we are rolling down as I speak to you now. These were built in the late 1930s and put into use in 1941. At their peak in 1960, there were 6 rail lines and 88 tram cars rolling across the city. Nowadays, there is only one original line, the one I'm on now, number 54. And in 2014, a branch from this one, line number 55, opened. And that's it. Line 54 is only about 7.5 kilometers or 4.7 miles start to finish. Not much in terms of length. But if you know the story of this train and this region, then it takes you on a long journey down memory lane. It takes you into a bygone era that exists largely now only in history books. A fossil from a pivotal time in China, Japan, and the world's history. Hey guys, 你们想学中文吗? Do you know what I just said there? I just asked you if you want to study Chinese in Chinese. I personally think you should, and here's why. There are Chinese people all over the world, so your chances to use it are limitless. It could also open up new opportunities for you in life. I have partnered with the amazing team at Excel Mandarin, and I encourage you to go check them out. If you want to learn Chinese, you need to start practicing now. People say it's the hardest language, but do not let that intimidate you. Learning Chinese is super fun, and once you start learning, it just becomes a fun hobby. I learned Chinese on the streets of China,
fumbling my way around and never started with a good solid foundation. So I had to go back and try to correct all of my old bad habits later on. With Excel Mandarin, they'll take you from zero to conversational in just 10 months or less, and you'll learn from native speakers, so you will learn everything correctly the first time. They have a variety of courses, small class sizes, 24/7 support, friendly, enthusiastic teachers, and a comprehensive website and curriculum that will have everything you need to become a Chinese speaker. They even let you try one class for free. So come on, break out of your comfort zone and give it a shot. You'll thank me later. Please go check them out today. You can contact them by phone or email. Links below. And oh yeah, I almost forgot the most important part. Be sure and tell them Mr. Chopsticks sent you.
We just took it from one end to the other. The route is about 7 kilometers. And once upon a time, there were a lot of these trams throughout this city. Nowadays, this line 54 is the oldest remaining line. You can see some of these people want to get a photo op with these trams. A lot of the people know the history behind them, but also a lot of people just ride them every day to get from A to B without really thinking about it. And as we walk down these railway tracks, it's really hard to even fathom what it must have looked like when these were under construction back in the 1930s. And these railways started running around 1940, 1941. Nowadays, there's only a line or two running. And like I said, this one, line 54, is the oldest one. But what you are looking at right here when you look at these railways is a remnant of Imperial Japan. Now the terminal station of this, or we could just say one end of it because it just goes from A to B, is a stop called Hongqijie, which means Red Flag Avenue. And when they say Hongqi or Red Flag in Chinese, it's basically synonymous with their national flag. It's a symbol of patriotism. And a lot of times they actually refer to their flag as Red Flag. So this is an ultra patriotic name, this avenue that you're looking at and this station. But nowadays, here at this last station on the Changchun tram, when you get off, you can see there's a shopping center and there's another mall right across the street. You can see it's come a long way since the days of Imperial Japan. Now they do mark this appropriately as being a cultural tourism special tram, because as they say, if you know, you know. You saw us pass this exact place earlier, actually on the tram, and right here they've got an one of the old original models. That says Changchun, that's the name of the city, which interestingly enough used to be the actual capital of Manchukuo. They changed the name to Xinjing. Let's take a look. Jeez, talk about indecent exposure. Put some clothes on, would you? During my travels throughout the northeast of China, thinking back on things, I've really been to a lot of the old sites from the Japanese occupation. And it's such a strange feeling because when you read about it and see the pictures, it seems like several lifetimes ago. But yet here I am, riding on a tram system and walking down the railroad tracks that was built during that actual time in history. Here you can see where the tracks start to split off.
This video is simply meant to document history and to preserve it here online for posterity to see and to learn about. There's no telling what the future holds, nor how long these old trains will continue to be in use. To be honest, with the intense resentment that remains in China toward the Japanese until this very day, and is only getting stronger in recent years, I'm surprised that these railways haven't been uprooted and destroyed. I'm glad they haven't, as they are a reminder of history and a glimpse into the past. They also tell the story of Changchun and Northeastern China. Nobody ever said history is a happy subject. To the contrary, history is often filled with death, despair, and destruction. That said, I believe it's important to preserve history, not erase it. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. An extra special thanks to my channel members and Patreon supporters. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my top tier supporters, Lee, Martin S., and David is Dawei. You all help to keep this channel alive. Thank you so very much. See you all in the next video. 下次再见。